Hello, great people. The court has granted human rights lawyer Dele Farotimi bail. On this episode of Politic with Dr. Omosholade, we will be analyzing the issues and circumstances that surround the bail that was granted to Dele Farotimi. As you can see on your screen, that was when Dele Farotimi arrived at the premises of the court, and he arrived with heavy security, which I will be getting there because I have a comment on that. I'll be getting there in a moment. You would recall that Dele Farotimi had been in a running battle with legal luminary Afe Babalola over alleged defamation case. Dele Farotimi was arrested in Lagos State and conveyed all the way down to Ekiti State, where he is being tried for defamation. There are two cases against Dele Farotimi in Ekiti State, one at the High Court and one at the Magistrate Court. The High Court granted him 50 million naira bail, while the Magistrate Court has granted him 30 million naira bail and two sureties in like sum. Dele Farotimi has also been ordered to submit his passport, and he has been ordered not to grant any media interview. You want to imagine that? Is this not too much of a stringent bail condition for a defamation case against Afe Babalola? Is it that Dele Farotimi is being seen as being guilty already? Because if you look at the extent of time that he has spent in the correctional facility and the stringent condition of his bail, then it want to make you question that, okay, why is he being treated in this manner? And like I said in one of my videos, why has there been no investigation about what Dele Farotimi said in his book? But before I come to that and other things, first, let us look at some of the important issues and the circumstance as regards to this bill. Dele Farotimi's case was heard on a Friday. What does that tell us? Why would you want to hear the bail application of somebody that has been remanded in the correctional facility for long on a Friday? You see, if police arrest you on a Friday and they know that you are a public figure and they must not detain you for long based on public outcry. If they arrest you on a Friday, know that you will be in detention till Monday, because the court will only open by Monday, and that is when your case or bail application, as the case may be, can be heard. And now that Dele Farotimi is already in detention and the judge fixed his bail hearing for Friday, you want to ask yourself that the judge could have as well used his or her discretion to have fixed the bail for a Wednesday, so that by that Wednesday afternoon till evening, Thursday, Friday, Dele Farotimi could have perfected the bail condition. The judge could have used the discretion to have fixed it for a Tuesday or even or even this week Monday. Why is it on a Friday? Because if you say Dele Farotimi, who is not aware of what the bail condition will be, is lawyers who are not aware of what the bail condition will be. So if you are giving judgment for his bail, how do you expect them to perfect that bail condition before the business work hours runs out on the day that the judgment as regards the bail condition is being given? So you want to see that the court itself allegedly has a calculative attempt to make sure that Dele Farotimi stays in the correctional facility for as long as possible. And don't forget that the man that Dele Farotimi is being tried against, Afe Babalola, is a legal luminary. And there on the screen now, you can see that a man is prostrating for Afe Babalola. The man standing is the governor of Ekiti State. The man standing is Afe Babalola. Apologies, please. The man that is prostrating is the current governor of Ekiti State. So for the governor of a state, a whole governor of a state to come and prostrate before you, you can know how powerful that you are. So Afe Babalola is one of the most powerful men in Ekiti State, and for that reason, who would want to release his property or act as surety within the jurisdiction of Ekiti State against a man like Afe Babalola, who will want to stand in for Dele Farotimi, knowing fully well that his case is against Afe Babalola, and seeing the governor prostrate for a man like Afe Babalola? So if you look at all these things, is there a calculative attempt to keep Dele Farotimi in detention for as long as possible? Then an embarrassing thing occurred during the bail application, whereby the magistrate claim during ruling that is ruling on the bail application is missing. You want to ask yourself that why would the ruling on the bail application be missing? The ruling on an important case, a public interested case like this case of Dele Farotimi, why will your bail application on the ruling be missing? Another thing that you want to think about, in fairness to the judge, is that, well, no woman is above mistake. The judge said that the ruling on the bail application must have been forgotten at home. No human being is above mistake. But then you are a resident of Ekiti State. Hurriedly go and bring the ruling from home. At least you are not staying very far away. You cannot be a judge in Ekiti State and you'll be staying in maybe Ondo State, or you'll be staying in Port Harcourt, River State. No. So you are resident also in Ekiti as well. Quickly send someone. And in this day of technology anyway, can you call somebody at home, send, to snap you the picture of the ruling? Is any of your family member, maid, wife, husband, son, daughter, are they at home? And if not for the protest that was going on in the premises of the court, maybe the judge would have even adjourned the bail ruling on such a flimsy excuse. But protesters stormed the court and they were shouting, they were singing solidarity songs, and that means that they truly want Dele Farotimi to be granted the bail. Shout out to the people that stand for Dele Farotimi. You may think that these people, they don't have effect, but trust me, it have effect. When people are speaking for you, when people are appearing for you, when people are protesting on your behalf, it puts pressure on the system, and it set a signal that the system should be careful because the public is interested in your case. Another thing that happened during the bail hearing of Dele Farotimi was that the magistrate allegedly received a call, and the magistrate had to retreat to the chambers. To me, that is unethical. I'm not a lawyer, but based on the ethics of every profession, that is unethical, because you cannot be given a ruling before an accused person, before the prosecuting counsel and the defense counsel, and you will be having a phone call and you will keep all of them waiting to retreat to your chambers. That is indiscipline. I stand to be corrected by lawyers in the building. I stand to be corrected. If you're a politician and you are a lawyer, tell me whether I'm right or wrong. But based on logical reasoning, I don't think it is right, because you are conducting an official duty, you are conducting an official, an official business. But for you to now retreat back to your chambers just to receive a call, I think that is unethical. Another thing that happened during the bail application is that the police deployed armored personnel carrier during the bail hearing of Dele Farotimi. One thing we need to ask ourselves is that Dele Farotimi is not a criminal. If you are being accused of defamation, it is not a criminal offense. It is a civil case. And the reason why they made it civil is that so that you cannot just use taxpayers' money anyhow to fight your own battle. So only God knows what is between Afe and Dele Farotimi that brought about the defamation case. So using taxpayers' money to fight your own battle is not something that is logical in the true sense of it. But for the police to deploy armored personnel carrier, the armored personnel carrier that the people of Benue, the people of Jigawa, the people of Zamfara, that they are yearning for, to defend them against bandits, Boko Haramists, Mojo Setsmen, Lukarawa sect, they cannot find armored personnel carrier to defend them. And it is that same armored personnel carrier that the Nigerian police, for reasons best known to them, deployed for the arraignment of just one man. A man that have not been a terrorist in his life, a man that have never been an armed robber in his life, a man that does not belong to any dangerous group or sect in his life. Armored personnel carrier was deployed for a defamation case. So you want to ask yourself that, what will you now deploy if you are going to try terrorists and bandits? You want to ask yourself, so for me, the deployment of armored personnel carrier, to me, personally, I think it is just a waste of taxpayers' money, since Dele Farotimi cannot be traced to any criminal activity in his life than this defamation case, which is in the true sense not a criminal offense. It is a civil issue. not a criminal issue. So for me, the police again went overboard. Now, you see, the judge gave a ruling against Dele Farotimi's lawyer, the senior advocate of Nigeria, Fushika, that a senior advocate cannot represent someone in a magistrate court. I think the magistrate court is saying that based on the fact that you are a senior advocate, you are already a big boy in court and you can only be representing people maybe at the appeal court, no, at the high court, then appeal court and Supreme Court, respectively. But this begs the question, again, to lawyers in the house, that if you as a person, you are now the accused person and you are a lawyer and you are a senior advocate and you choose to defend yourself as a lawyer, what will now happen? Let's say senior advocate Fushika, that the magistrate gave a ruling against, that cannot defend Dele Farotimi just because he's a senior advocate. If Fushika is the one being accused and he decides that he wants to represent himself, that he doesn't have money and he doesn't want to hire any lawyer, since he is a lawyer, he wants to represent himself, which is allowed. Femi Falana and Ganifa Weyimi once did it before during the military. When they were arraigned in court, they said they want to represent themselves. So in that kind of case, what would have happened? Is it that Fushika, if Fushika is the accused person, or let's say Dele Farotimi is now a senior advocate of Nigeria, because Dele Farotimi is also a lawyer, and he says, no, I want to represent myself. What will now happen in that case? Is it that the judge will say that Dele Farotimi cannot represent himself as a lawyer, and where does it becomes a crime to be a senior advocate of Nigeria? So that you are a senior advocate of Nigeria means that you can't represent somebody at the magistrate court. It's just like saying, because you are a professor, you cannot teach 100-level students. No. Naturally, a professor is not expected to teach 100-level students because there are other junior lecturers, there are other people that can teach 100-level students. But then, if the professor so decides that, okay, he wants to teach 100-level students, what is the crime there? So for me, I found it very absurd. And that's why I'm throwing it open to lawyers in the house, that why would a senior advocate not be able to represent Dele Farotimi? And like I asked, what if the senior advocate is now the one accused and he chooses to represent himself? The most important thing is Dele Farotimi has been granted bail, although under stringent condition, because he is to submit his passport and also he is not to grant any press interview. But the truth is that we need to fight for a just society. I'm not in support of defamation, but one thing that gives me a bit of hope is that Dele Farotimi, for him being a lawyer, to have made that accusation or that allegation against Afe Babalola, who he knows to be a legal luminary, they are both lawyers. Dele Farotimi, while writing his book as a lawyer, because it is his constituency, it is his profession, I cannot rule out the fact that Dele Farotimi may have some hard evidence that he is yet to dish out, he is yet to release to the public. That is what I think, because I don't expect that a lawyer that has been a lawyer all his life, and for a man that is over 50 years, will just write a book and will just be defaming without having evidence, despite the fact that he is a lawyer. But congratulations on his freedom, and I hope that he will enjoy his freedom, and at the end of the day, he would eventually have his total freedom. It's been an interesting time with you on this episode of Politing with Dr. Omoshola. Dr. Deji is a political scientist with a PhD in political science, and this is where we relax to analyze politics and happenings in the politics. Subscribe, turn on your notification button, catch up with my past videos, and of course, till I see you again, always remember that I love you all sincerely.